Hello, and welcome back to part 10 of this Rune Level 1 series. Uh, Hopefully this, I think, should be the last part of this, as all we have left is Hoarah Loux, Malenia, and Radahn. So we're, like, right at the end here. Uh, there's a few other, like, minor bosses that I kind of wanted to take out in between uh, those three Remembrance bosses, but it's like one or two left that I can like space in between each one of them before I go into the final boss. I think the main goal of this is just clear through the rest of what we have. Not much left.
And now something that I probably should have done a little bit earlier is the Dragonkin Soldier of Nascatella. This boss is a pretty early game boss, which is why I'm going in with the double great swords, is because I'm pretty sure just doing raw damage actually works for this boss. Yep, I do a lot of damage by just doing jump heavies. Still have status effects on the swords, just more added damage. Ah, yeah, that doesn't even do that much damage. The only problem is this one has a phase 2 compared to the other Dragonkin soldiers. Don't remember it being too hard. All this lightning stuff, you basically just run out of it. Not really that threatening. There we go, there's another voice break. Let's see if I can actually get a riposte this time. Nope, it doesn't like me doing that. For some reason it doesn't like me getting ripostes. Not like I need them, but you know, it'd be nice to have them. They actually might do something in this fight, instead of like all the other ones. Ah. All this lightning stuff, all you gotta do is just run beside it. It's not threatening at all. There we go. Quick and easy. Again, this is probably something I should have done quite a bit earlier on, because it is a early game boss. However, I don't know, never got around to doing it. I guess maybe it's adequate to do it around the time to do all the other dragon bosses, but... And now we finally reach Godfrey, or Hoarah Loux. It's the second last boss in the game, last boss before we reach Radagon and the Elden Beast. Uh, put ourselves one step closer to beating this challenge, ignoring any possible side bosses we may go and fight in between this, like Malenia. um, but probably be using a very similar strategy to what I've done before, using the Black Flame Blade, um, but then I'll also be using the claws as well, these time just uninfused, so I can actually apply the Black Flame Blade just to give a little bit of bleed in there, a little bit of extra status effect, as that won't affect our Black Flame Blade damage, and I don't think the range of the claws is going to be a problem against Hoarah Loux. Um, I've always really liked fighting this boss. It's very fast paced, so let's see how our first attempt goes.
It's been a long while, Morgott. Long and hard didst thou fight, tarnished warrior, spurned by the grace of gold. Be assured the Elden Ring resteth close at hand. Alas, I am returned. To be granted audience once more. Upon my name as Godfrey, the first Elden Lord.
Here we go. Oh shit, great start.
Tarnished warrior.
Absolutely great start.
Was nobly fought.
And always on these first attempts that I have, I always just kind of get slapped immediately. Just completely unexpecting what is going to come with this fight. It's not even like it takes me too many attempts to get back into it. I normally can like get these bosses down within the first few attempts, but it's like just the first attempt. Maybe it's because it's been months since I've fought these bosses last, but might take a little bit of practice.
go. There's Hoarah Loux. Could have been a little bit of a better run. I've been able to do a few no-hits on him in practice, but I mean, a win is a win. So it's all that matters is that at the end I come out of victorious. But that fight is really fun. It's kind of hard to get the hang of like at the beginning, but once like you get a bit of practice, you can find like openings where you don't even have to dodge. You can kind of just circle around him, both in his phase one and his phase two. They both feel like you're constantly doing something, like you're either dodging an attack, attacking, buffing your weapon, trying to heal, trying to refresh your FP or something like that. So it doesn't feel like you're kind of just standing around doing nothing a lot of the time, unless you're trying to like lure him out from the wall. But that is a really, really fun fight, and I really enjoy it. But we now can fight the final boss in the game and end it right now. I'm not going to, because I still want to beat some of the other side bosses, plus I do want to beat Malenia before the final boss, even though that's going to take forever. But um, probably just going to do a little bit of cleanup, take out some of the more larger minor bosses first, then take on Malenia, and then probably just go take on Radagon and the Elden Beast after that. Alright, the next boss I kind of want to take on is the full-grown Falling Star Beast. Now, this boss is immune to both bleed and frost, so the only way we can actually damage this is through the Black Flame. This boss I remember being quite annoying. It doesn't really give you much opportunity to hit, and since it moves a lot, I'm just going to use the extra range of the rapier instead of like a broadsword, but this boss has a lot of movement, which is I guess the biggest problem, and its attack combos are quite weird. Just stay on the horse. Since it's in the open arena, you do get the option to use the horse, so you can use that for a little bit of extra movement yourself. Oh god, the tail is brutal. Yeah, like this is where you just kind of want to use the horse, because that would be too quick for you to try to run out of. All of his attacks are timed so strangely, and then that actually does create a hitbox out in front of him, which is annoying. Did. See, that is just so weird. Torrent's getting hit and all that, and it's kind of annoying. Heals up whenever I use the Estus, but come on. As soon as I use Black Flame, it decides to go into the charge attack. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough Estus with this. Might have to actually reallocate. No, and I'm out. Out of my first flask, and it's hardly down. Either gotta be more conservative with it, or have to just allocate more and just not get hit. Probably the second one. God, that is so delayed. Oh, and that's a good command grab. Yep. Command grabs are always kills since they're multi-hits. Can't even survive off the talisman from that. Finally, there we go. I don't think I took too many attempts, but still annoying as hell. I think the only boss that I think has more bullshit hitboxes in the Falling Star Beast is like goddamn Smelter Demon. Like, holy. There's many times where like just a lingering hitbox would like just hit you. Like his like curl and jump attack has such a bad lingering hitbox. Like one of the tail swings has a really, really bad lingering hitbox that just the tail isn't moving anymore and yet it still hits you and will like roll catch you. Uh, I mean, like, honestly, the use of Black Flame makes it not too bad since the boss fight's over relatively quickly. And sometimes he likes to cooperate and, you know, uses claws to attack, which makes it much easier to attack him instead of his tail. But Drop's a okay weapon, the Beast Claw. It's not bad, but it's gonna be better. Whatever. Just knocking off bosses at this point. It's not about entertainment. That's more for the Remembrance bosses. And now, for a more annoying boss, the Deathrite birds. These birds can be quite annoying because they have a lot of AoE, their attacks are really annoying to dodge. They put a lot of like ground-based attacks that just kind of lingering, just put down a bunch of lingering ground-based attacks that are really annoying to get around, as well as their hitbox is terrible with their lanky bodies. But since they're undead, they take a ton of damage from holy damage. I think it's like 3 to 5x times damage from holy. So with holy water pots, plus you know the jar head to increase jar damage, and then like basically just extra damage sources here for throwing pots, you can do a lot of damage with just holy pots with these things, which is basically gonna be my strategy because I don't want to fight them in melee. But yeah. As you can see, I can do a ton of damage. Actually, have to hit him though. It's not as easy as it sounds. Whoop. That's not gonna kill. Oh, get out of the fire. Kind of, stop it! Jeez. That was, not expected. Still recover from it. It's whatever. Just hope he doesn't, like, screw me over by terrain blocking me. This one's also especially annoying because of his location is just in the cliffside, which means that it's just like one wrong thing and you just get blocked by the terrain. But yeah, I clearly have enough damage to just kind of do this from range. Whew, that was close. If that actually hit me, that was a dead. That was death. God. I'm gonna target his middle body, because targeting his head's probably a bad idea. I missed too many shots because of that. I have enough HP to just barely survive. What? Got crouched instead of dodging. I'm gonna run into there with the fire. See, this is the annoying thing. It's like it kind of cornered. Kind of have to like almost plan out where you're gonna be, so he doesn't like just corner you with his flames. Also, these things do take a little bit of FP to throw, so. Ow. I have just barely enough HP to survive the hits. See, it just. I'm just gonna run away for a little bit. That's fine. This is fine. Just gonna. die. There we go. That was too close. There's a lot of times I screwed that up, and I had like 1 HP. A lot of times after a lot of those hits. But fighting them with like... I've attempted fighting them with various forms of melee combat, and it never works. But fighting them at range with holy pots works really well. So I can just go through now and just clear out all the other ones because I think that was the hardest one. I don't think it had the highest HP out of all the Deathrite birds. I'm pretty sure there's 4 of them. I think he had the 3rd highest HP, but he is the hardest fight partially because of his terrain, and I think he has a wider moveset. But I'm just going to go through and clear out all the other Deathrite birds with this basically same strategy. I'm going to strangle this bird and be glad that I never have to fight him again. Like the only good drop is a death poker, and that's from one of the easier ones. There we fucking go. This one was more annoying than the other ones, but that is 4 out of 4. I severely underestimated how a little bit more HP and a little bit more damage would be on this boss. But that one was definitely the hardest. Well, that's all the Deathrite birds.
And now it all finally comes to a close. We have the final boss in this game, at least for now. Radagon and Elden Beast. Beating this boss marks the end of this Rune Level 1 run. A lot of time went into this, but it's almost done. Now, I did say I was going to do Malenia before I tackled Radabeast. However, at this point, I think I'm probably just going to beat Radabeast and call it there. I wanted to do originally to do all Remembrances, and at this point, Malenia would be the only one left. But honestly, I've kind of got a little bit burnt out from doing this run. Not that I don't enjoy it, but other things I want to do. And I'll probably come back whenever the DLC releases, as at this point the DLC has been announced to release within the summer, June 21st. So once that day comes around, I'll probably continue doing this and knock off Malenia, but for now, I think I want to take a break. But all that leaves with us is the final boss, with Radagon and Elden Beast. For this boss, I'm not doing anything too different than what I've done for previous runs, utilizing Black Flame to do a percent-based DOT to the boss, as with these +0 runs, you don't get any sort of damage out of your base weapon. However, I am using a club for this one, as I thought it'd be fun to end the run with the same weapon that we started it with. So, other than that, basically just using everything that we've used before. He's immune to pretty much all status debuffs except Frost, although I don't think it's... Elden Beast is immune to that, so I don't think it's worth trying to bring Frost into the fight. And at that point, it's just pure raw damage from the Black Flame. Anyway, I think it's finally time we end this run. Holy absolute. That is the hardest boss fight in any Souls game that I've ever gone through. I think that was around 190 attempts, which is around 4 times the hardest boss so far in this run. Oh, this has taken me like weeks of attempts just to get through. And I managed to get through it with a hitless run. I mean, I want to be honest, getting through that with a almost perfect run was almost required. Um, Elden Beast one-shots you with almost every single attack, unless you're getting hit by one of like the Elden Stars or something like that. They're basically all one-hits. Radagon, you can make mistakes on it. You're not going to get instantly killed all the time. There are some attacks where you can get hit, but a lot of them are insta-kills, so having this be a no-hit run is almost mandatory. Not quite, but almost. But just the sheer length of that fight is probably what makes it so hard. Because not only do you have to go through like a 4 to 5 minute fight for Radagon, you also have to go through honestly like a 7 minute fight for Elden Beast because he decides to run so much. But oh my god. I will say, the more I fight them, this boss fight is absolutely insane. I fucking love it. Even though it's like, oh yeah, Elden Beast runs away just constantly. He just doesn't stop running in the second phase. Yeah, it is kind of annoying, and sometimes I wish they allowed you to bring Torrent in, but it's not bad. It's not that bad. All of his moves can be dodged. Even things like Elden Stars, there is a way to dodge it. Things like Waves of Gold, there is a way to dodge it, unless you're in the, fuck you zone where you can't run away or run closer, but... Oh my god. Well, it's done. That's it. That's the end of the run. It's the final boss beaten. Well, this run has finally come to a close. All main bosses are dead. One Remembrance boss remains, say for DLC. But I think it's finally time we end it. And I will see you all next time.